Welcome back to part 4 of the list. I'm Mike Hogan.
I'm just a kind.
And in part 4 right now, we're going to talk about the 10 new tag teams that failed miserably in the WWE. Number 4, High Energy.
High Energy. See, and this is what confused me, but we're about to discuss it because I was like, that's not really a new tag team. But it says, although High Energy wasn't as obvious a ripoff as some of the other tag teams that you tried to recreate over the years, the similarities to the new foundation cannot be overlooked. For one, the check-adorned, brightly colored wrestling attire was back, as was original new foundation member, The Rocket, Owen Hart. He wasn't a Nugget yet. After Neidhart got himself fired in early '92 for destroying a backstage television monitor out of anger. Now they just say, that's part of the show, it was great, thank you, because they have money. Owen was left without a partner. He briefly wrestled in singles, including a quick bout against Skinner at WrestleMania 8. Right? Woo, I'm getting better there. But was soon put into a new tag team that acted as the new foundation's successor in many ways. Owen joined forces with Coco Beware, Hall of Famer.
I think if it's a Hall of Famer,
yes.
Hall of Famer Coco Beware.
Yes, with the bird. Bird was the word. And in essence, took the spot originally meant for Jim and Owen. However, they were even less successful than the new foundation and were soon jobbed out to every heel tag team in the WWF. The new foundation struggled to capture the magic of the original Hart Foundation, but the failure that was High Energy made the Anvil and Owen look like Animal and Hawk.
That is bad.
That's not good.
No, that El Stinko, that is bad.
Because when I was younger, I was like, oh, the new foundation, no, not the new foundation, the High Energy, and I never realized, because I guess being so young, I never realized that Owen and Jim Neidhart dressed like that first. You know what I'm saying? Because when you hear the new foundation, you think of Pekin Black.
I remember.
I mean, of course, you're way older.
I remember Owen then, but never put it together. That I just figured that one left and the other one stepped in.
Which, by the way, I watched a video, very quickly. I watched a video, sorry. So I watched a video where they were talking about, it was like on Facebook or something like that, where they were talking about...
a wrestling video.
Yes, wrestling video. Yes, slow down. Single and all, but no. Hold your horses. But anyway, so they were talking about, they were talking about Owen Hart being a prankster and stuff.
That's in that video too.
Huh?
That's in that video too.
Did you see where Jim Neidhart
said he got fired?
He got fired because Freddie Blassie thought he was the one messing with the eyebrow.
Yes.
So I'm like, how many times did that man get fired? He threw a monitor got fired. He didn't even mess with Freddie Blassie, so his brother-in-law got him fired.
I know, that has to be.
That's awful.
You have to come back and go, no, it was me.
That's right. You'd be like, don't fire him. It was me. I was joking.
Yes.
So
and then you push Freddie Blassie down the step.
Right. Shut up, old man! You pitch on that gate! You know? But yeah, so I thought that was interesting.
Yeah,
and then he got fired when he was like the Who or whatever it was too. I don't know. That's
now the person you thought they gave it should have been fired.
That's true. Who?
Yes,
Who?
exactly. But next time on the tag teams that struggled. The new tag teams that struggled in the WWE and sucked.
Yes.
The new Midnight Express. I know one of your favorites.
Bodacious and Bobalicious or something
Bombastic.
like that. Bombastic Bob and Bodacious Bart. Why? Why?
They were Smoky Mountain Tag Team Champions.
So that doesn't help the case at all.
I think they were with the NWA. No, they were Smoky Mountain.
With Jim Cornette, not Jimmy Hart. But
that didn't help at all.
No, it did not. Up next, the 10 most unlikely main event acts in the WWE history. Boop. Number 7.
Booyaka Booyaka 619 Rey Mysterio.
Standing at just 5'6", he is short. Rey Mysterio is probably the least imposing top-level wrestler in WWE history. He is, however, one of the most talented performers to ever set foot in the squared circle, from his mid-90s run in ECW and WCW all the way through to his early WWE work. Rey Mysterio is one of the most successful luchadors of all time, and he was incredibly popular at the height of his powers. He had superpowers?
I guess so.
All right.
Saw the outfit he's worn.
That's true. He was the Joker, too, one time. An immediate hit with That's True, and like Spider-Man or something
and
like
a chicken.
He was a chicken? Oh, you talking about when he had the big
Yes.
the headdress or whatever, like he was Indian or something? An immediate hit with the fans, the assumption was that Rey's lack of size would forever prevent him from breaking the glass ceiling. At a time when Vince McMahon's obsession with giants was peaking, I think it peaked with Hogan, but okay.
I think it's still peaking.
It is. He does like Baron Corbin, don't he?
And Roman Reigns.
And Braun Strowman. He's a big dude. Mysterio looked doomed to an eternity in the Cruiserweight division, but later proved that it was possible for even the smallest athlete to succeed at the industry's highest level.
When your best friend does.
You know, I didn't want to say it, but just say it, you know. Mysterio won the 2006 Royal Rumble, coincidentally, right after Eddie passed away. And he had an Eddie Guerrero shirt, and he came out in the lowrider, I do believe, too.
Yes.
Yes.
He did the
shimmy, you know. His reigns were often... Oh, he became a 3-time world champion through his run. His reigns were often disappointing, and he's always mentioned as one of the weakest new champions of all time, but that was largely down to the way he was booked. Frankly, it's borderline miraculous that Rey even made it to that level in the first place, given the McMahon's family's apparent aversion towards smaller wrestlers. That is very true. I think he had one reign that started on Raw and ended at Raw the same night. Because he won it and then John Cena beat him for it.
Right.
Stupid.
Yes.
But yeah, and then right after he won it at WrestleMania against Kurt Angle and Randy Orton, a triple threat match, because they didn't think a one-on-one match would sell the show. So.
There should be every match sells the show, not just one match sells the show.
Ooh, look at you. He knows what he's talking about, y'all. But like right after that, he was losing to like Mark Henry non-title match, Great Khali non-title match, the Big Show non-title match, all these big guys, and then he would go for a title match and win. It's like, come on now, you make him look so weak. But he had very short reigns, he really did. So he was not a very good main event act.
But the next time on the most unlikely main event acts in W history,
Let me see. I
number
did
6
it for the Rock.
Yes. Shut up, you thumb wing fatty. Yes. I know.
Rikishi, as his push started when he ran over Stone Cold and ended in the back of a hay bale truck in Birmingham, Alabama. Undertaker's gonna push you off the ledge and you'll never be in the main event again.
Sorry.
Because he couldn't be in a one-on-one Hell in a Cell. There's 6 of them.
Yes.
Rikishi can't sell a main event. Sorry.
And we finally finish up with the 10 forgotten Ric Flair World Title reigns. Number 1, Undisputed Champion, 1994.
You said 94. But the Undisputed Champion wasn't crowned until 2000. What? While Jericho may have laid claim to be wrestling's first ever Undisputed Champion, Ric Flair can also stake a claim of his own, dating all the way back to his clash with Sting in 1994. When Flair defeated Ricky Steamboat for the vacant WCW title on 14th of May. That's weird why they say it backwards.
It's British.
The May the 14th then. He wasn't the only man to hold the position of World Heavyweight Champion at that time. As a matter of fact, he wasn't even the only man within WCW to hold that title, with the man they call Sting. Also holding it, that's how they always introduce him, Sting. Also holding a WCW International World Heavyweight Championship, which there was the big gold at the time.
Right.
Because they had to reuse that belt. With Flair holding the WCW World Heavyweight Championship, which I think was a tiny belt at the time.
It's
very bad.
Big step down.
Very big step down. Old Luger and Barry Windham. Anyway, and Sting. That was the 2, wasn't it, to go after the belt?
That was Luger and Barry Windham.
That's what I just said, wasn't it? Or I said Luger and Sting, didn't I?
No, you said Luger, but you said Sting was thrown into that match. It was a singles match.
It was a singles match.
In a
It
cage.
was Luger and Barry Windham, and
Yes.
the winner was the new champion since Flair left. Yes.
Yes.
Anyways, so Flair holding the WCW World Heavyweight Championship, Sting in possession of the WCW International World Heavyweight Championship. The move was soon made to unify both championships in an historic title for title showdown.
Of course.
The unification bout would take place on June 23rd, 1994 at Clash of the Champions. That's a lot of numbers. Got it?
Yeah, do you got it?
Nope. I wasn't even trying.
It's 27.
Whoa! They have more than WrestleMania. Anyway, in the Flair country of Charleston, South Carolina, With such high-stakes bout, it was only fitting that the match would be contested between career rivals Ric Flair and Sting, further adding to the drama and magnitude of the collision course. After 17 minutes, I'm sorry.
No, it's
Gotta build it up!
You got to build it up. You got to get people
After
into it.
17 minutes of action, the bout's conclusion would see Flair defeat Sting with a little help from Flair's then manager / valet, Sherry Martel, which I did not realize, to become the final WWE International Heavyweight Champion and unify both titles in the process. Despite the victory and Flair's recorded status as the last ever WCW International World Heavyweight Champion, the win bizarrely isn't counted as another world title on his record. By contrast, when Randy Orton defeated John Cena to unify the World Heavyweight Championship and the WWE Championship in December of 2013, his victory is classified an additional title win, further adding to the curious double standards of WWE title history. That is weird. As
We're talking about the all show.
Yes, for all 10 of these things. That's what
no, the whole show today. The WWE is fickle.
They
are. Yeah.
As for Flair, he would hold on to the newly unified Undisputed WCW Championship for just 25 days before succumbing to the almighty power of Hulk Hogan, following Hulk Hogan's monumental signing with WCW.
That's an instant title win there.
That's right. A situation he would find himself in repeatedly.
Because I was in the Game of Flair parade.
Right. Exactly. It was a situation he would find himself in repeatedly throughout the remainder of his WCW career. Ironically, 25 years later, Flair's seemingly eternal feud with Hulk Hogan would see them carry the infamous Hulkamania Tour to Australia in 2009, with strong rumors that the tour was to include NWA World Heavyweight Championship implications at the time. Oh my gosh, that's horrible. Despite the hearsay, oh, sorry, I can't read. Despite
I like the hearsay.
Despite the hearsay, gossip, and speculation, the addition of an NWA World title.
Hoorah! Hearsay.
Poobah. The addition of the NWA World Heavyweight title to their Australian feud never came to be. Aside from one unforgettable night in Greenville in 2003 that saw Flair draped in gold, even in defeat to Triple H, Flair's brief one-night run with the WCW Championship in May of 2000 remains Flair's final world title victory. Whether or not that will ever be seen as more than his 16th reign remains to be seen. But
there's more.
There's more. Because I do know that I think it was on table for 3. I can't remember. It was, what was it? Bruno, Flair, and Randy Orton, right? It was them 3.
Yes. Yep.
I think Bruno asked him, or Orton asked him about how many reigns he has. Well, he's like, if it's honest, it's like 23, but it's just 16. So I mean, he even talked about the controversy right there.
Of course, yeah.
Because it's 16 plus 10, so it should be 26 then, really.
Yes.
So because that would make sense. He combined 2 belts, so he won another title. That'd be like saying that when, when Ultimate Warrior beat Hogan, well, he's just Intercontinental Champion. We're not going to count it as a world title win.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
So they should have counted it as 2 different wins there.
You're right.
2 different titles.
He won another title.
He did win another title.
He beat the title holder and became that champion.
He really did. And I did not realize that was, they
So
unified that right before Hogan showed up just for him to lose it.
That was part of the deal.
That was. I mean, Flair was the one that wanted Hogan to show up. Because he probably knew, money.
But we couldn't get him in WrestleMania.
Of course not. We got him at like Slamboree or Spring Stampede.
Come on, WCW guy.
It was probably
Slammiversary, like you said.
Slammiversary. It was probably, what do you call it?
Beach
Blast. It was Beach Blast.
Beach at the Blast, yes.
Bash of the Beach with Shaquille O'Neal and Mr. T.
Great American Fall Brawl.
Great American Fall Brawl. Halloween Havoc. Which was a good name for a pay-per-view. I will say that. Why can't we have that in October for SmackDown? Halloween Havoc.
They can have Havoc and they can have the Cell. There you go. Hell and Havoc is all
I want to see Spin the Wheel, Make the Deal come back. Coal Miners
That's only on Raw.
Right?
Yeah.
But it's not.
When they're in Vegas.
It's not Spin the Wheel, Make the Deal. It's the
Raw Roulette.
Raw Roulette.
And it's only done when Eric Bischoff was there. I don't think we've done it since he's
Isn't that weird?
I don't know.
But yes, I mean, I like spin the wheel, make the deal. I mean, coal miner's glove's a little stupid. Is that really going to hurt you? I put the glove on, I'm going to get you.
No.
There's nothing in the glove, people.
They just need to be a little more careful with it, with the guy on the floor laying down, stopping the thing. Okay, stop it. Tick, 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 tick.
Right.
Take the brakes on, what the hell?
Let it spin around again, and we'll stop it then. Don't stop it so fast.
Yes, come on, man. We got to get this match.
But now that we are done with Ric Flair's crazy world title history,
Yeah, it's 10 extra reigns.
yes, we're going to talk about Survivor Series Screwjob returns from this time from people on the inside on their point of view. So,
Yes.
people like Bruce Pritchard and who else?
Pat Patterson.
So they actually
Bret
did
Hart's
interviews about this.
wife.
They did interviews about this. Nice! And we're going to go
So
over their
each
interview.
week we'll go over what they had to say, how life was with the person who was involved with it, who was told what, who was not told this, who says they were told, not told.
Earl was just told to ring the bell. That's all.
So, yeah. So we have 10 people there.
I like it.
And the first two is going to be Brett's ex-wife. And then we'll go to Pat Patterson the following time. So
Very nice. So you know the next 2 times, so get ready, get ready.
yes. It's
But-
not from a bitter ex-wife, so
Woo! Is she a bitter ex-wife?
no, just ex-husband's bitter.
Yes, that's true. Sheamus is the next one on this hit list. You injure people, you hurt the Hodges.
The hide.
The Hodges.
I think everybody had the hide. They made them broken and obsolete for a little bit there.
Hey-oo. But then apparently they didn't sign the deal.
That's Impact. That's
I know it. Ed Nordhaus.
Yes.
I wonder if he ran Pizza Hut at one time.
Because he wanted 50% of their money.
Even off of Jeff Hardy's artwork. No, people, no.
No, what the
No.
hell is that?
They're paying you. I saw they were paying them $15,000 for the rights to the gimmick. Y'all need that money, okay?
Yeah.
Y'all can't even go do pay-per-views outside the Impact Zone. Please, just take the money and go. They
It's
don't
just
need
being-
no.
It's just being bitter now.
Yes.
It's been bitter. That's all it
And
is.
they could have made money because apparently Ruby Sky can't keep her mouth shut on Twitter. So they could have made $1,000 for her first offense talking bad about them, and $5,000 every other time. So she could talk bad about them. She just had to spend money.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Matt, how's the bank account looking? Oh, you got plenty. Go ahead.
You're good for 3 good Twitters to say.
Yes. 140 characters. Keep it good. Keep it good. So, I mean, come on now. They're just being stupid and because they keep saying, well, the WWE doesn't want the broken brilliance. You're not selling it to WWE. You're selling it to the Hardys.
Yes.
And if Jeff Jarrett says he's such a good friend with Jeff Hardy and they've been best friends for 20 years, then come on. Let it go.
Mm-hmm.
If they want to use it, let them use it. I mean, this is not the first time. I mean, come on. The Rock, he didn't own that name at first. He bought it off of Vince. Hulk Hogan did not own the name Hulk Hogan. He had to change his name legally in order to keep it. Same way with the Ultimate Warrior. So what do you want this man to go change his name to Broken Matt Hardy?
It's just sour grapes on their part.
It is. Y'all left us. Well, I mean, and I read that they not only did they give them this. Yeah, we got a little time, so not only
Little sidebar here.
sidebar. Not only did they give a nice, lucrative deal for Jeff Hardy, because of course apparently Jeff Jarrett's good friends with him, they lowballed Matt Hardy's deal for re-signing with Impact, which you would think they would get the same deal because they were tag team.
And
together.
being a writer, not a writer.
And he was going to be on the creative team. He was.
Team, yes.
And then Jeff Jarrett took that away from him. It's like, are you stupid?
I know.
And then, did you read about the Shane Helms? He actually said that they texted him talking about, what do you do? What, blah, 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 blah. He was like, no, this is inappropriate. Y'all don't need to involve me. And that's exactly why that man got fired. Y'all might say it has to do with money. He got fired because he was friends with the Hardy Boys.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't stupid.
No, this is fine. I mean, maybe Hunter and them pick him up.
Put him as a trainer in NXT. Why not?
Yeah.
Put him as a what do you call it, an agent for the Cruiserweights or something. I don't care.
He can, hey, if Brian Kendrick have a run, he can have another run. He wants you to sell some more hurricane masks.
Right.
Wouldn't hurt the brand, did he?
Pierre would like that.
Yes.
I'm just saying, like, it doesn't make any sense. It really don't. It's like, come on, y'all. Y'all need to let off Because y'all talk about, well, if Alberto's not with the company, it's going to look bad for the brand. What y'all are doing with the Hardys is actually making y'all look stupid.
And then you let your champion out there and be very vulgar and dirty, about WWE.
Yes. Like,
Let it go.
alone.
Let it go. You're not there anymore.
He seems like a bitter ex-boyfriend, honestly. Like, leave it alone.
You're in Impact. You're in Global Force. Your goal now is to make it better than WWE. You don't worry about what WWE's doing.
Because that's my thing, okay? If you feel like being Impact is so great, then you shouldn't worry about what happened to WWE. You're the better company, right? So quit talking about them. Because every time you talk about WWE, it shows that you're bitter and that you know that that's the A team. Mm-hmm. And you're the B squad.
Yep.
So if you quit acknowledging them, then it will make it look a lot better for your company.
That's true. But
that is my Carter's corner.
He's bitter. It's like they're just bitter right now.
Bitter.
He's bitter about being fired by WWE twice, and they're bitter about the Hardy Boys. Because they know once they give it up, that WWE was going to do great things with it. And they're all going to make a lot of money.
Because them shirt sales is going to be through the roof. They're going to be sold out in the first 20 minutes.
Yes. And you just put delete. So you got to put on
That's
there.
all you got to do.
That's it.
They'll do a delete shirt, an obsolete shirt, a Brother Nero shirt, and a broken map shirt. And those 4 will literally sell out.
Yes.
It could be black and white, just like the old Awesome 316, and it will be the biggest sellers on your daggone website.
Yeah.
So, and that's what they're sad about, because they can't have that opportunity anymore. Guess what? Y'all are the one that lowballed Matt. Y'all are the ones that didn't want to keep them around. If y'all got all this money being the Fight Network, then you should have paid for them to stick around. A lot of your best talent jumped back over there once they talked about how great Anthem was, but all of them are jumping over. So, you lost Marie, you lost Mike Kanellis, you lost Drew McIntyre, you've lost the Hardys. I mean, come on.
Yeah. And from the backstage, Hurricane, Al Snow, which I thought Al Snow would be with him for life. He'd be a lifer.
But I think he was a Dixie Carter guy. And then Pat Kenny, he was there when they first started. He was a wrestler at first, and then he went to be an agent. So, but Shane is saying that what had happened was that Jeff brought his friends in to be agents, and they're not even qualified to do that.
Oh, you don't get to do that.
But that's what he's trying to say.
I'm going to say bring your friends in, but you didn't have somebody who's qualified to do
Right. But that's what Shane is saying. He don't even feel like they're qualified. And he says that Jeff Jarrett don't have a creative bone in his body. Because the interview I read...
Okay, that's kind of sour grapes now. So.
But they're saying that his very first, which you can see it on their show, the very first creative idea that he had was to make Impact great again, which is literally Donald Trump's. And that's what he said. He's like, that's not creative. You just stole someone else's slogan.
That's it. Yes.
And that's what Shane Helms was saying. Was it's like, that's not creative at all. That's not original if you took someone else's logo and catchphrase. So they changed it to make Impact great, and they took off again. That'll change it. Nobody will know.
Make Impact great, okay.
Let's make Impact great.
Yeah.
Come on now.
When the former president is going to be on Raw.
You know what it makes it sound like when
and
they
not
say...
be part of the Kurt Angle storyline. She's just going to be on Raw.
What it makes no sense, though, when you say make Impact great, is it almost you're spitting on the early stuff with Jeff Jarrett when Jeff Jarrett was in charge. Because if you say make Impact great again, that indicates that Impact was great at one time.
Right.
When you just say make Impact great, it's like, well, it never was, so we got to try.
That's true. You might just leave it again. At least it makes it sound like it was good.
Yes. At least it makes it sound like at one point it was better. Before Dixie came, it was good. Now we're going to make it great again. Okay. Makes sense. But he literally, I mean, that was not an original idea.
Nope.
And he says so. He thinks that what Jeff does is he just sits there in the meetings and nitpicks at other people's ideas and then takes credit for it. So it's pretty funny. If Vince McMahon can do it, you can do it too. Yeah.
Well, we look at Global Force and getting them TV deals, getting that TV deal, and they never did come around until he got back into the fold there.
Until Anthem said, "Hey, we need some help. We need a wrestling guy to run this."
And you run it before.
Maybe you could do it again.
Right in the ground.
It would not shock me.
No.
Not at all. but I'm giving them a chance. I mean, they got some good talent on there. But, I mean, they've always had good talent. It's how they've used the talent's the problem.
Yeah, they've always had good talent. I'm not a TNA guy. I know they have good talent.
Global Force guy.
Well, TNA, Global Force, only been a little while. So.
Better get used to saying it, boy.
It's just...
TNA's dead.
Well, it is dead.
It was dead a long time ago.
But who thought of that name?
It was Vince Russo and Jeff Jarrett, I think.
Yeah. So.
But I mean, anytime you hear TNA, you don't think of wrestling. You think of something else. Tested Albert, huh?
Yes. Tatas.
Tatas and the booties.
Yes. It's a great name for a wrestling
and
company.
Some people think of Test Albert and Trish.
That's true.
Just saying.
They may have been the original TNA.
They were. They were TNA before TNA came out. It was T, the and symbol, and A.
Yes.
But still, they were TNA first.
I can look back now and see if Jeff Jarrett was working for WWE then.
Right, that's a good idea. I'm going to keep that.
And then I'm going to start my own company on pay-per-view. And
which, to me, that was a novel concept.
It was different, yes.
It was, what, $10 a month, $10 a week?
Something like that, yeah.
Okay. So, in a month, you can get what usually one pay-per-view is, $40. In a month, you can build that up.
And they were talking, you see the talk about Jerry Lawler. They're trying to get Jerry Lawler and JR.
Yes, bringing them back under commentary. Which, I mean, hey, if they could have done that, that would have been a big cue. That would have been really interesting.
See, there's no one out there. That's the main problem. There's no one out there, a big name, that they could snatch that would draw attention.
No, because they ain't getting CM Punk. They couldn't afford that. They can't afford Goldberg.
Now, see, to do what WCW did to WWF is be John Cena jumping to Global Force.
You need John Cena, you need Randy Orton. Those two, that would be shocking. Because those are WWE lifers.
Yes. That had Hogan and Savage.
And that's your Hogan and Savage right there.
And then this and that.
Them two are your Hogan and Savage. So, I mean, that would be shocking.
But you don't have that.
And then if you want, and the next level would be like a Nash and Hall, so you would have the Shield jumped. That would be equivalent to the NWO.
Yeah.
Okay. It's not going to happen
because you don't have the money.
You don't have the TV. You don't have enough TV.
Your TV's crap. Your TV's compete with NXT. So.
Yes. They can't even get like 1 million viewers.
You can't be live.
But yet they keep bragging. Yes, we have another record. Wow, you went up 5 more people.
Yeah.
We have 300,000 people watch the show. Yes, to Raw's 2 million, 3 million.
Yes. Yeah, people complain when they drop below 3 million.
I know. It's like 300,000, 3 million. I think Raw's doing all right. I mean, yeah. And see, that's another.
Yes, I know. It used to be 8 million, but that's
another thing they were talking about. But at 8 million viewers for Raw and at 3 million viewers now, they actually looked at the money. X-Pac actually talked about it on his podcast, and it's like. It was like 100 million in revenue here when it was 8 million people.
Right.
Now it's 3 million viewers and they're at like 700 million. I think they're okay.
Yeah, they're not worried about ratings.
It's because they get money from other things. They get money for the WWE Network. They get money for shirts. They get money for live events. They get money for the WWE studio movies. And I mean, they're making studio movies now that have no wrestlers in it. They're doing a biopic of Bruce Lee. Has nothing to do with wrestling. Has nothing to do with any of the wrestlers.
And Kill Hasselhoff.
They're doing a movie called Kill Hasselhoff? That's weird.
Have you not seen the trailer for that?
No.
It's out, yes. It's a comedy.
David Hasselhoff's in it?
Yes, he is.
Oh, look at her. But, I mean, that's what I'm saying. They're getting revenue from other things. YouTube, I guarantee you, the money. Okay?
Okay, they're not blocking their wrestling.
They're not. They're getting lots of money from them because there's ads beforehand. That's where the money comes from.
It was PG, but hey... When you get PG, you get more revenue.
Exactly, because you have fan-friendly advertisers coming in. I mean, and that's what Eric Bischoff did back in the day. He said he couldn't get advertisement back in the day because they were just Southern Wrestling Company. Once he got Bobby Heenan and Mean Gene Okerlund in there, and he changed it from having like people like Jim Ross on there doing commentary, which is unfortunate, but still.
It's true, yeah.
Back then, that's how it was. And you got, more WF people in there. Oh, all of a sudden, Slim Jim is in there now because of Macho Man. Oh, we got, Bud Light's in there now. We've got NASCAR in there now. We've got monster trucks in there now. So they got advertisement because of the people that got brought in. They didn't just have, Barry Windham taking on old Anderson this week. I mean, it's unfortunate, but it's true, though.
That's true.
It was just considered a regional Southern thing.
The Jerry Fox and them.
Old Jerry Fox. Yes.
It's true. It's true.
It really is.
It's damn
It's
true.
damn true. That's true. Just true. It's true, yeah.
Well, that was a lengthy sidebar, but
It was, but it was good information, people.
information, yeah.
Just take that information in, soak it in, okay?
But next time on Top Rope Reality, episode 141, we're going to do ringside news. Of course, we'll see what happens with this Paige and Alberto situation.
Goodness gracious.
Pro Wrestling Review, the Monday Night Wars. We're going to continue on through July and maybe a little bit in August, depending on how many weeks are left. We're down to, 11? No, 9. We're down to the Sweet 9 on the greatest tag teams. We're going to announce the 64 names in our 250 pounds or less cruiserweight tournament.
225.
Oh, 225, excuse me. 225, yes.
So we're not doing 205 live.
No.
Doing 225. Which is what it used to be.
We're going to also knock another name off the 10 new tag teams that Phil Miserably in the WWE.
The new Midnight Express.
Your favorite new Midnight Express.
Audacious and Bobalicious or something like that. 10 most
Bobalicious,
unlikely. Bobalicious. 10 most unlikely main event acts in the WWE. Strap.
Yes.
Rikishi.
And we're going to start with our Survivor Series Screwjob returns. With a different point of view.
Yes.
Some
People that were there.
Inside. From the inside. People on the inside here. It's interesting. I've read over it. It's interesting to see. A lot of people deny.
Of course.
I knew nothing about it.
It was legit.
I was surprised when it happened.
There's nothing fake about that.
He already punched
They
him
didn't
in the
set that
stomach.
all up together.
That was nothing to make Mr. McMahon's character grow into the evil Mr.
To get
McMahon.
Bret Hart more money?
Never. No one knew nothing about it. Plus so much more.
Of course.
Well, I'm Mike Hogan.
I'm just a guy.
Thanks for watching this week. We'll see you next time right here at Top Rope Reality on the YouTube.